Now that you're a screening pro, let's get a little more specialized. While screening, you may come across another type of project called student-led projects, or SLPs, which will be indicated by the yellow banner at the top of the screen. These projects are exactly what they sound like, projects that are driven by students. Screening these projects is almost exactly the same as screening a standard project, with just a few exceptions. As a reminder, you can always click Show Tips at the top of your screen, look at the instruction prompts that come with each section, or click into the Instructions tab for more detailed guidance. In a student-led project, there are 3 extra essays written by the students themselves. In these essays, it is okay to have a student's first name in the project, as well as the first letter of their last name. If you see a student's full last name, you can remove it. School names and classroom numbers should still be removed as well. When reviewing the students' essays, we want to be especially sure that we preserve the student's language, so when it comes to writing style, be even more lenient than you would be with a teacher's essay. You can continue to make spelling, grammar, and punctuation edits as necessary. The student essays in student-led projects have their own set of Needs Teacher Edits reasons, which you will see by clicking the Needs Teacher Edits button below the 3rd essay. These reasons are: more info on student process. Use this reason if it seems like the idea for the project wasn't student-generated and there is not a good description of how students helped bring this project to life. This can be explained in the teacher portion of the student-led project as well. Fundraising focus in student essays. Use this reason if the student or students describe their leadership only in terms of securing funds for the project. We want to see students taking leadership in implementing the project as well. Essays not written by students. Use this reason if it seems like the teacher wrote these 3 additional essays, not the students. And that's it. You now know how to screen student-led projects. Congratulations! Now let's practice screening a few projects together so you can get the hang of how it all works. Let's take a look at a couple student-led projects. So again, you'll know that this is a student-led project because of the yellow banner and the words student-led project at the very top. And you'll see for this project, there is no classroom photo, and that's totally fine. If you don't see a classroom photo at the very top of your screening page, that just means that that photo has already been approved with another project and we don't need to approve it again. So we'll start with the project title, but we see here that it's already been approved by another volunteer, as has the resource summary, as has the resource cart. So we can just skip those, trust that other screener, and come down to the About This Project essay. So for both the About This Project and the Introduce Your Students essay, I've already gone through them for the sake of timing, and I know that the teacher has good spelling and grammar. They have laid out the things that they are requesting in their cart. They've talked about where the donations are going. So we can click Looks Good for both of these. And now we'll move down to the student essays, which is what we want to focus on right now for the student-led project. So we'll go down and look at the student essays, which have not yet been approved. So the first thing that I see in the About Your Idea essay is that it starts with the student's name, Jeremy Yu. So in a student-led project, we're totally fine with student names being included, but we don't want the full first and last name. So we'll just shorten this to Jeremy Y, and that's totally fine. So we read through it. The question prompt is, what goal are you trying to accomplish with this project? So learn how and what to grow in the space and environment given. So we can make that a full sentence for them. So we will learn how and what. We enjoy learning about what can grow in this environment. The garden arch will be cool for the photography students to take, not taken, photos of native plants. The arch will also provide more space vertically for us to grow native plants and strawberries, and we can include a little period. But beyond that, we want to keep the student voice as is. And we'll move down to the leadership essay. Again, we see a full name here, so we'll just shorten that to Tamar W. We will be leaders in this project by raising funds to complete the project. We will reach out to friends and family and community businesses to make this project a reality. So in the leadership essay, as I mentioned before, we are looking for leadership beyond just fundraising the project. So this is something for which we'd want to send the project back to the teacher and their students so that they can rewrite the essay and talk about how they're going to be leaders once they get the materials they're requesting. So that's going to be a reason that we'll click Needs Teacher Edits. But before we do that, let's take a look at this last essay about this project. This project will help my students learn how to grow native plants that help the environment. So already we see an issue just in this first sentence because it sounds like the teacher is writing this essay for their students. And as we know from students' words up here, we need the students to write the essay themselves. So that's another reason that we're going to click Needs Teacher Edits. This project will also help them learn how to grow foods with less space because it will be growing up and not using as much space. I think the garden arch, once it is filled with plants, will be pretty for the photography class students to come down and take pictures. So the rest of it looks fine, but it does look like that teacher was writing the essay for their students. So we'll click Needs Teacher Edits here at the bottom, which will be the feedback that we give for all 3 student essays. And the reasons that we will select will be fundraising focus and student essays. That's talking about the leadership piece. We see the pre-populated language here. And we will click essays not written by students, which was the issue with the third essay there. So now that we've finished screening the project and we've given the teacher the feedback that they need in order to make the proper edits and resubmit, we will click Send Feedback to Teacher and draft this project. And that's how you screen a student-led project. Congratulations! You're now on your way to being a screening pro.